Hello and welcome. Are you somebody looking to achieve one of the highest grades possible in GCSE Maths? Well, if you are, please continue watching, as in this session, we look how to solve or work with multiplying and dividing algebraic fractions. Now, as always, we will be calling upon your prior knowledge and previous understanding, and in this session, we'll be calling upon your ability to factorise, to expand, and I suppose to cancel out when in fractional format. However, if you are somebody looking to achieve one of the highest grades possible, please continue watching. So if we take this first question, x squared minus 9 over x times x over x plus 3. The first thing I'm going to do is just write it as one fraction. I'm not doing anything particularly mathematical at this stage, but I'm just doing this to, in my opinion, make things that little bit clearer. Because we're multiplying, I can use the brackets. Now, when it comes to simplifying algebraic fractions, I've already mentioned this in the introduction, more often than not, it becomes a factorisation exercise. Now, hopefully in the numerator, you can see that x squared minus 9 is the difference of two squares. So x squared minus 9 could be written as x plus 3, x minus 3, all over x open brackets x plus 3. I've just noticed I missed a closed bracket off up here. Let's tidy things up. Now, personally, and it is only personal preference, if I can cancel out, I tend to do this in a different coloured pen, just for that clarity. At this stage, you'll notice we're multiplying between terms, and whatever we have in the numerator, if it has a corresponding expression in the denominator, they will cancel. So x and x, their corresponding expressions in the numerator, in the denominator, we can cancel. X plus 3, x plus 3, they will cancel. What are we left with? X minus 3. Let's move on and let's look at question 2. Once again, I'm going to start in the same way that I did before. Now, when we have 1, whilst I could put my x squared in minus 16 in brackets and put a 1 at the front, we tend not to. There's no need. And then my denominator will be x minus 4 x plus 4. Hopefully, once again, you can see that the numerator will be the difference of two squares. So x squared minus 16 could be written as x minus 4 x plus 4 all over, well, our denominator is x minus 4x plus 4 as well. So what might have started, I don't think it looks particularly complex, but what might have started as looking like a complex algebraic fraction ends up simplifying. Well, anything divided by itself is 1. There we have it. So, as always, I use the term relatively easy. They're not easy because these are all the most challenging topics. However, they are relatively easy, and then we are building up our understanding as we go through. So this time you'll notice we're not actually multiplying two fractions, in essence, we're dividing. So the first thing I will do is rewrite my calculation. Now, there are all sorts of phrases and hacks out there. I've heard keep, change, flip. We have the cross multiply, and we have all sorts. I'm not going to use any of those. I'm just going to show you how to do it because I don't want to confuse anybody. But rewriting this question would give me, if I just put my fraction lines in, so we've started with x squared minus 25 over x minus 5 divided by x plus 5 over 2. I've simply rewritten that to x squared minus 25 over x minus 5 still, but multiplied by 2 over x plus 5, the reciprocal of our starting fraction, or the reciprocal of the second half of our starting fraction. And then I'm going to adopt a similar approach. I like to write things as, if you like, a single fraction. 2 open brackets x squared minus 25 over x minus 5, x plus 5. So I suppose, in essence, I like to take my time to write things in a format that I think are most easy to understand. I've not done a great deal of maths yet, I've just rewritten things. But now I will look at some maths. Once again, in order to simplify an algebraic fraction, I'm using that topic of factorisation. And I have the difference of squares once more. So my numerator can be rewritten as 2 open brackets x minus 5 close brackets open brackets x plus 5 close brackets all over x minus 5 and x plus 5, both terms in brackets, of course. At this stage, I take my different coloured pen. Do we have any corresponding terms in the numerator and denominator? Yes, we do. So essentially, I'm left with 2 over 1, which equals 2. So question 4. And in question 4, we can never say for sure if a question is grade 9, but this question is certainly of a grade 9 nature. We have that follow-up part to the question, for example, where we have to state restrictions. And you might have seen from previous videos, what does that mean? It's where an expression is undefined. And an expression is considered to be undefined at GCSE level because we might be being requested to divide by 0. But I'm going to start, for that clarity, I'm just going to start in the same way. I like to write things as one fraction in the first instance. In other words, really, I'm just removing the multiplication sign. Takes a little while, but it's worth it in my opinion. So there we go. I've written it as one fraction. I've not done any maths yet. At this point, I'm going to do some maths. And once again, it's going to call upon our knowledge of difference of squares. X squared minus 4 can be written as x minus 2, x plus 2. We then still have our x plus 1 bracket all over. X squared minus 1 is also the difference of squares. So that could be written as x minus 1, x plus 1. And then we still have our x minus 2 bracket. At this point, I take my coloured pen ready, different coloured pen ready, and I'm hoping to be able to cancel out any corresponding terms that appear in the numerator and the denominator. So the first term, x minus 2, yes, it does have a corresponding term. X plus 2. X plus 2 does not have a corresponding term. X plus 1 does. So what am I left with? I'm left with x plus 2 over x minus 1. But that's only the first part to our answer. Remember, we have this second part. State all restrictions. In other words, is there a value of x that makes our denominator equal to 0? In other words, making this expression undefined. And ask yourself this, something take away 1 equals 0? I would simply write x cannot equal 1. Just to make it really clear. Restriction. Remember, if I've used any topics today whereby you feel you might need some extra help, please check out some of our other videos. But for now, good luck in your quest as you look to achieve one of the highest grades possible in GCSE Maths. Thank you for watching.